What it do? Your girl Jackie New. Let's read, y'all. What y'all got going on? I'm gonna put this over so that I won't get distracted with the numbers and I can read. Okay, what's up, y'all? I'm here to do a quick message. I won't be here too long. Let me pull out the transit chart real quick. I got a picture of it. Let me put my phone on the charger too. Oh, let's play my song real quick. This me and Sweatsy. Hold on, y'all. I miss the word. Fly around your mind like a pretty little bird. On what like a nerd. I just forget the truth from the funny like a sound. I'm looking at a ring. I ain't trying to scare you. I see clear my eyes made out of patent leather. What did you think you do? Yeah, I'm kind of clever. I'ma speak the truth about what else and a real song. But I got a sword in my mouth. And on top of that, bitch, I'm from the dirty south. Can't help it, I was born in the root. Before that was time, I knew I had to go new. Don't look at me now, bitch, look at you. Don't be scared, let the point be the truth. You keep on straight, I have to bust through the roof. How you in between words, let it you wait to do something. This what it is, and that's what you feel. Nigga, you make it real. That's how you live. That's the way you make it real. Break off my lips, let it soak in your ear. My nigga, you make it real. Cause life is a dream. It turns into whatever you say it means, little bitch. Okay. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. Let me turn the car off so I don't go dead. Ooh, but my phone was charging up though. Okay, first we're gonna read. Per usual, first let's read out of the astrological deck. Oh, let me pull it up the transit chart. Let's see what we got going on. We got Pisces in the sun, the moon is in Sag, Mercury in Pisces, Venus is in Aries still. And I ain't got that much water. What's all good? Okay. First, we're gonna read out the transit chart. First we're gonna read out the astro deck. So the intention is just to read the energies, give a message to whoever could be listening now or later. Don't matter. And we're gonna go from there. So now also, y'all, I don't know if anybody in here because I got the numbers covered up, but we also have a link in the description. You can join in if you would like. If you want a reading, I might I don't know because I don't necessarily want to give readings for free. But I don't know. I just throw the link in there because I'm a Gemini, I like to talk, and maybe, just maybe, eventually, maybe not this live, but maybe another one, someone may feel comfortable having a conversation or a discussion. Well, let's read though. Let's read. What's the energies for the moment? What energies are we working with? We know we're working with the moon in Sag and the sun in Pisces. Venus is in Aries and Mercury is in Pisces as well. I don't know who up in here or if anyone is in here, but Pisces is a water energy. Leo came out. Leo, that fifth energy, that's the sun. So we could be looking at the sun in Pisces. It could be a highlight on that. But no, I ain't gonna say that. That ain't got nothing to do with. That's not what they're saying. It's just the Leo energy, entertainment, being the spotlight, being the center of attention, the extrovert, the lion, the pride, confidence, things of that nature. Okay. All right. Then we got the moon. Moon is in Sag at the moment. That's two fire energies. The moon is your emotional needs, your subconscious feelings, shit like that. And it's in Sag at the moment. Sag is the energy of the higher learnings and your deeper philosophical meanings and reasonings and things like that. Those things being in your heart space at the moment. Leo being extroverted. Maybe those things can be expressed right now, especially with Pisces and Mercury and the moon. Some of those deep subconscious things that go beyond words may be able to be explained, described, or maybe interpreted and understood right now. Okay. I really don't like how it came out. That was Mars. I'm gonna put it back. Because I ain't like how it came out. We need one more energy though. One more energy. Happy Pisces. Happy birthday, anybody with that's a Pisces. Happy early, late birthday. Let me see. One more card, y'all. Fuck what you heard. I missed the word. Flying through your mind like a pretty little bird. Jupiter. I did want an aspect card. Jupiter came out. Ninth house at the bottom of the deck. So Jupiter also is correlated to Sagittarius energies, ninth house energies, but it's more of an expansion. It's the planet. It's the energy itself. Where's Jupiter at right now? Jupiter is in Gemini, I believe. So there's an expansion in communication right now. No, it ain't. Yeah, Jupiter is in Gemini. Okay. So we're gonna see where this is going. Let's pull out a few more cards. We're going to the number deck right now. Numerology and color deck. Okay, I hear the birds chirping. Okay, we got a 0, which is in its exaggerated position. I don't know, it's not, it might not be exaggerated, but it's not in the solution space. 0 is the space though. I don't want that color. I don't know if that came out, but 0 came out first. This is incongruent 0. This is you putting a whole lot of focus in one space and not realizing the rest of the environment that's accessible to you. Or maybe favoritism. Could be a favoritism type shit. You could be aware of other shit, but you just choose to favor certain energies or certain individuals or certain scenarios, situations, or places and things, or whatever the fuck it could be. But putting a extensive amount of attention in one area, and that's never necessarily warranted. I'm gonna say never necessarily warranted. Yeah, because everything should be in their prospective places. Even when there's an energy that is requiring more attention, it still should be balance though. That needs to be incorporated in the balance. And then from this perspective, there's not an incorporation of balance. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it's exaggerated. I mean, it's favoritism for now. Oh, but we got 5. That Leo energy came out and it's solution. What up, Grace? And this, I remember in one of my previous readings, when the 5 came out in the solution space, I had correlated it to Jesus. But we're gonna correlate this to just an expression. But 5 from a numerology standpoint is internal, but from a astrological standpoint, it's external. Either way it go, it's a yang energy. Even if it's in the internal, this is the yang of the yin, or it could just be straight up the yang. However you want to look at it. But we got the 0 and the 5 out so far. One is not solution. One is solution. We're gonna pull one more. This is gonna be a quick little reading, y'all. Maybe quick. Then we got 9. I think this is also solution. 2 androgynous numbers and a feminine energy. Makes sense being that the sun is in Pisces right now. And the moon is in a fire energy. Makes sense. Let's see what this shit mean out the book though. Damn, it's cold. Oh, look. I got my jacket back there, but do I want to play some music in the background? Cause fuck YouTube. Like I don't be giving a fuck about no damn copyright shit. I don't give a fuck right now. Do I want to play some cute background music? It can't be none with words because that'll throw me off. Okay, we're gonna play this in the background. Okay. Yeah, give us a little ambiance. A little ambiance. Okay. So far, I don't know if y'all can hear it or not, but it don't matter. As long as I can hear it. Help me set the proper mood. So far we have in the astrological deck, Leo, Jupiter, and the moon came out. In the numerology deck, we had number 9, 5, and 0. You're not feeling it. Let me see. Okay, let's just leave it there. My bad, y'all. Okay, so I be trying stuff different every time, so don't mind me looking awkward because I just be trying to see what I'm comfortable with. I don't even know if I'm comfortable with hearing this music in the background, but people be doing it in their tarot reading, so let me try it out. So anyway, we got 9, 5, and 0. I'm finna read that out of the book so I can get more perspective on what that's even talking about. What came out first? 0 came out first, which is let's see. And it's inhibited space. I was thinking it was exaggerated, but anytime something's exaggerated or pushed out, it'll be it'll be compressed on another side of the spectrum. So it says that the 0 here shows itself imperfectly, as the wholeness of the 360 cannot be achieved in earthly life. The cross sum is always 9. I guess what it's saying is the whole totality of this circle would equal up to 9. This means that one part, okay, so the rest of this will be 9 and this will be 1. And the perfection is not of our world. And this perfection is okay, so it's saying that the perfection that could be perceived is not something that can be perceived from a physical standpoint of this world. So it's like putting a lot of energy in one space, I guess, trying to overcompensate or trying to be favoritism towards an energy that you could be lacking, or how you can admire someone for what you lack. You can admire that trait in them. Sometimes if you're not a strong spirit or a mature energy, you could begin to be a hater off of that too. But with the 5 coming out, I don't think it's no hater shit, because the 5 is in its enlightened perspective. It's in its wholeness. You can see that that's a star. It's a whole body. You got the top, the arms, and the legs. And the 5 in its solution space reads, humanely, the 5 generously uses its talents for organization for the greater good. So it's like appreciating others' qualities, but maybe still putting too much emphasis on other people's qualities and not realizing that the whole fact that you can organize these things is a quality too. And you should be appreciated for that, be compensated for that, even paid for it if needed. Not to just because someone has a talent and the light is shining on them and you want to help them and want to be a part of it, you taking the value off of yourself just so that you can be accepted in this situation. It's like, don't do that. But then we got the 9 over here, and we're gonna dig deeper when we get in the dark deck, because we're gonna read out the dark deck. Then we got the 9. It's also in the solution space. This is a total overall scenario. Once it has completely made that full cycle, this is where it's at, and it's in a solution space. So things are pretty much balanced from this perspective. It says here we see the energy of the nonagon, which unifies thought, emotion, actions in a harmonic way, so that it can expand radiantly to all sides. The smaller images show this unity in a spiral, which blends into the circle in a transforming and dynamic way. It's talking about this little symbol down here at the bottom. It's very harmonious. It's not crossing over. It's not rigid or anything. It's just is what it is. It's fulfilling the whole space. The whole scope is understood from this perspective. So let's dig in, though. And this part gets a little personal. Well, this is where the synchronicities could hit for individuals, and it can be applied. But the first part is just the ground basis of what I'm talking about, which I don't even know what that is yet. We got to see. And I'm gonna pull out the empathic deck and the dark deck today. Let me move some of this stuff on the splitter. Okay, so let's read out the dark deck. Where's the book? Keeping these energies in mind while we read. Yeah, I remember the seed came out last time, still at the bottom of the deck. The seed was at the bottom, was one of the cards we pulled from the last reading. And that was like, you know, the starting point of what's going to come into fruition is dependent on that seed. And dependent on the space in the womb too. But it's going to look like whatever that seed is. It's going to be in the nature of whatever that seed is. Well, I'm going to say it's going to have the qualities of that seed. It could have the natures of the space. Okay. Just pull 3 cards out of here. No, this card came out. No, we're not doing that. This card just came out too the other day. No. That was the shapeshifter. Come on now, shuffle right. I don't like the way those came out. Bruh, I need them to come out right, baby. They're gonna have to come out right, honey. One at a time. The fuck? All right, good enough. We'll take this one. The Father, and we just had that seed. We were just referencing the seed, and the energies from yesterday were still trying to come out. So this is the Father. This is the expression. This is the physical. This is the yang. But in this picture, you got the tree, which is trying to characterize the yin and the yang because it has black and white and 2 different sides of the same thing, which is pointing to the fact that all things have come from the yin and the yang and is composed of both of those qualities, even the Father. Looks like a penny, but that's not a penny and something else, but it reminds me of a penny. This reminds me of a void, of the nothing. Then you got the bright light up here. This is number 2. Okay. See what I'm saying? The Father is a masculine energy, but even the number of the card is a 2, which is a feminine energy. So this is like equalizing the polarity. I don't like how that came out. I need it to come out intentionally. All right, that's good. See this is the same card from yesterday too. We're not doing that reading, but that was the womb. I'm gonna keep it out because it came out real slick. All the energies from yesterday that came out, and then we ain't even been shuffling for real. Not yesterday, but the day before, whenever that was, I had did the last reading. Hold on, y'all. I need the cards to come out right so I can know that that's what's supposed to be out. We're going to pull 2, even though I got 2 out. Okay, the offering. This is the second time the offering came out. So it needs to be out. So we have the offering here. I'm not sure what number that is yet, but that's like, my music didn't cut off, but so be it. But the offering is some type of offering. And I remember from previous readings, this offering was like your internal self, offering yourself something like an awareness that could be worked on. But we don't know. I don't know what that's about yet. It has a picture of the moon. I got to see what numbers these are so I can get more insight. Okay, the Poet. This is a cute card. It's kind of cute. I think I've had it before, but it does look different to me right now. Let me see what these numbers are first. So we got the 2. We already know that's a feminine energy. That's relating, but just the way it's written in its numerical Roman numeral form with 2 1s looking like 11. Those are 2 individual ideas and perspective or angles that's holding on to its own identity, but yet coming together because they both have like minds type shit. Because 11, Aquarius energy gives me like you having your own individuality and not rebelling against other people with their own individuality, but just rebelling against people who may not have the same likeness as you, and finding those with the same like minds can help y'all to become like two corresponding factors to one another, so to speak. But we got the Father. Let me read it. It's number 65. That's balance. And in the internal, that the feeling 6 and 5, balancing the internal. Okay. It says alongside the mother, the father resides in the central axis of the archetypal family. The father embodies both light and dark aspects of the masculine. Thus, he is infinitely dynamic and complex. His energy is strong and regal, embodying such virtues as honesty. What else? I looked up 1 second and lost my place. Wisdom and loyalty. Yet, ironically and simultaneously, the father is often absent, literally or emotionally. Through absence or action, the father eventually reveals that he is neither a king or a god, because he's made mistakes too. He's supposed to be in that expression or direction, but yet he couldn't be in the home all the time to create that first, and that feels like a mistake sometimes, because there's a, through absence or action, the father eventually reveals that he is neither a king nor a god, but a human being with many flaws and wounds. He is both the guardian and one who leads us to the wolves. He leaves you with the wolves, even though he's a protector at the same time. But the father energy, that masculine energy, even within that mother that has to let go of her babies, have to let them go into the world, that takes that intelligence to know when it's time, to know that that's important to even do. And that would be that masculine energy or that father energy. And with that being said, what we got over here? So this is starting to come together. Damn, I wish I had more space. I'm gonna get it together one day to where I'm in a situation where I can lay the cards out and y'all can see them as I read. Yeah, he has to have the intelligence to know when that's right, and you got to have the intelligence to even nurture the child or raise the child with certain morals in order to be prepared for when the time comes to be released and jump out of, let go and released up out of the nest. And with that 9 energy coming out in its solution space, that's giving me a sense of understanding to where certain things are capable of flying out and going to its own space, going on as an individual. Even with that 0 coming out though, even if you haven't okay, how do I want to explain it? With the 0 coming out, this would be that space, the womb, so to speak. This would be the holding space, or I can even say the home that the seed was grown and nurtured in, and not being able to have a scope of all the other different parts of life because it's just a baby. But at some point, that baby had to grow up in the home, and now it's kind of ready to, because it became a full individual, confident in itself, enthusiastic about life and what it has to offer because it has confidence. And with this 9, it's a full understanding of what it needs to, like, it's where it needs to be in order to be let out the nest, so to speak. But I be talking metaphorically speaking. I don't be knowing the motherfucker even follow what I be saying or not. But I do know that, never mind. Anyway, so let me finish reading this. It says, here, yet gone, the champion and the failure. The father can never resolve or escape this duality. It is inherent in the archetype itself. Witnessing the father's limitations allows the child to grow beyond the family and into the world. Right. This is also giving me like, because I'm still looking at this as the home space, the place that the seed was nurtured and taught out of, and may not. For instance, if you're a single mother and you have to work and you can't be at home with your baby, has to go to school or whatever the case is, it may feel like some lacking has been has taken place because you weren't there to do the things or the motherly duties that you probably feel like you should want to do. But yet it's still that child or that seed continues to grow and continues to learn. And it's kind of like, even still in the world we live in, that's not necessarily a negative or abnormal thing. It's the seed or that beginning, whatever the hell it was that's being began, can still be in a good space to fly and nurture itself from here. It's ready to be born or birth out into the world at this point, because it's in its full, it's healthy. This 5 gives me healthy and strong type shit. But anyway, so that's that one. Let's read the offering. Okay, the offering. The offering is number 64. 6 is balance. That's androgynous. 4 is the thoughts, is having balance within those thought processings and the conclusions that has come to your mind. The stability in the mental space is balance. So this is good energy, for real. This is good energy. And also the page number is 193. Oh, first of all, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which equals up to 1. 193, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 193 equals 4. That's again stability, a sound mind, a good home, coming out of a good home. 1 being the individual, 9 being the ending, and 3 being the communication thereof. So the individual having a clear understanding and being able to communicate what it is that it just came up out of. Hence, we had that number 9 come out. That could be the offering in itself. Once that child is nurtured and has been taken care of in a home, and now it can be let out on his own, it is safe to know that child, seed, whatever project will be able to manifest on his own now. Or where it manifests out of can be it's safe. It's safe for it to manifest. It won't come out, it won't be creating bullshit products. And that's the offering. But let's read it. 197, I said. And what they got to do with well, I guess nothing. I didn't say 197, I said 194, I think. I didn't say 190. I said 193, my bad. Okay. Unlike many of the other cards in the deck, the offering carries a clear as day message and a call to action. It's time to, you're free to act, you're free to do, you're free to exhibit, you're free to participate, even if you don't feel like it, because the beginning stages will always feel uncomfortable and feel like you're walking on shaky ground and on eggshells. But it's not like everybody doesn't start off in that similar space as far as you doing something early or doing something for the first time in the early stages of whatever you're jumping off into. Unlike many of the other cards in the deck, the offering carries the clearest day. I said that already. As you may have guessed, it is time for something to be given and given up for the sake of the bigger picture. If nothing comes to mind immediately, though it's likely that it will, take time and meditation to consider what must be offered and who is to receive it. It's likely you'll feel attached and hesitancy. Yeah, that's that being nervous about doing something when you're like the first time you even was able to experience what it is that you're capable of. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like watching yourself on video, playing it back for the first time, and it might feel awkward because it's you. Where I'm at, if nothing, okay. You'll make excuses, but recognize the link between the word sacrifice and the word sacred. In order to sacrifice something, it needs to be something sacred. We got this penny over here. If I sacrifice the penny, some may think that's not shit. But if my dad gave me that penny right before he took his last breath when I was a baby, and I kept it in my bosom the whole time from age 6 all the way up to 35, then that's a very sacred symbol for me, a sacred item. So it has all the value in the world to me. And if you can appreciate what I value, you will feel more than honored to be the one that I give that penny to. But that's besides the point. But that's like an offering. So don't take offerings that you may receive as they're nothing. like understand the energy behind whatever was offered or whatever you're offering, so that the value of it can be appreciated, and that when it comes back to you full cycle, it can be something that turns into something valuable as well. It's turned into something else that was valuable. Wait a minute. When we offer up something to the greater good, we lighten our load and become more able to serve. Imagine for a moment if you were to offer your whole self unconditionally to the world. But for now, start small. Back to that penny. Start small. Back to the starting point. Back to the first time you are expressing something, or the first when the baby is born, thinking that you have to watch it all night long to make sure it's breathing. When the baby has his own lungs, heart, and you took care of your baby in the womb, so you don't have much to worry about. Then we have the poet. Now, let me refer this back to this energy over here again. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still giving the same vibe, because 9 is the completion, the fulfillment of the seed that's about to be birthed. 9 months. Everything is go. Baby won't be retarded. It won't have any deformities or anything. It's free to live, and it's gonna be up to that baby or that child or that individual or whatever it is to maintain its demeanor throughout its life. You can start off with a clean slate, but if you choose to just bullshit and scrabble on it, you fucked it up, even though you had a good, nice starting point. But that's why the offering is important, because depending on what you look at as valuable, and if you have the mind to even put things in your mind like something's valuable or something's not, but like I said, the Father came up. The Father gives confidence. The Father gives reassurance. So you, whatever the case is, or whatever I'm talking about, would have a sense of innate value anyway. So don't lose that value. Don't allow other things to belittle even the smallest things in the world that you may look at as valuable. But you know that other people don't see. Don't be all willy-nilly freely offering these certain things out to other people they're not even warranted to be in the present, so to speak. Not to say that you're better than anybody or nothing, but for real though, like, understand the value and know that everybody don't see things like you. So don't even be open. Don't open up certain. It's like me opening my mouth, telling my secrets, or telling something I got planned on live, not knowing who the fuck listening, and knowing who listening, and knowing that they don't need to be privy to this information. They're gonna add ugly shit into what it is I'm trying to manifest. It's like a good child going into the wrong crowd, but that child may have enough confidence and internal strength to be the one that changes the crowd, and not let the crowd change it. But what's the poet talking about? The poet is probably a person, probably a part of the self. The poet is number 7. Okay. I'm gonna flip the camera, y'all. Hold on. The poet is number 7, which is that new awareness. The poet is number 7, which is, y'all already know what I'm doing. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I have to show y'all. But anyway, the poet is the number 7 is that is a masculine energy. Number 7 would be brand new awarenesses, jumping into a brand new scenario, not necessarily being aware of what's about to go down, but becoming aware of what's going down, and not necessarily. It's a starting point. It's another number 1. It's another starting point. The page number is 75. That's 12. That's that expression, that new scenario, the new awareness is going into the feelings with the 5. Having feelings about these things, maybe not even knowing how to feel. It's like shocking something. Having a bucket of ice cold water thrown on you, and your feeling all kind of way. You don't even know, bitch, was that a joke? Are you for real? Am I supposed to be mad? Like, did I need that? Maybe I did. It does feel good. Like, all of those feelings coming together and not necessarily knowing how to feel, but the poet giving you using that shit and writing it down and having something to express. It's like, I don't want to say trauma, but it's kind of just like, trauma ain't the right word though. Trying to think of a better word than trauma. A shock, something shocking. That's a better word. Being shocked. What I said, 7 and 5, and that goes back to the 3. Yeah, because that's 12. That goes 3. Um, Having to have thoughts about this shit. Let's see, 75. Let's see what the book say though. The book gonna go in a little bit deeper. The poet's work is to feel immensely. Right? Having feelings, because the feelings gonna come first when it comes to these new awarenesses and the new expressions and the new scenarios that you may find yourself in. The feelings come first. Having immense feelings about these, and sometimes the feelings don't know how to express themselves, and they could express and blurt out and what's the word? Like have like crash out moments and shit. But that can be channeled, and with a strong structured individual like the number 5, having wisdom with the number 9, coming from a good home, with the father, that individual or whatever project would know how to work through those shocking moments and maybe write them down, use them as art, express itself or express the situation in a nice way. Pisces is a highlighted right now with it being in the sun and the Mercury, so being able to use this as art, because look, the darkness, I don't know what the hell that is that he holding. What is that? It looks like a little demon head, but it's not a demon because it's the only light thing in the hands. But it's like bringing light to these internal feelings. The hands, hold on, let me just read it. Let me not go too far because the hands give Gemini, and it's like before you can see, maybe a person that's blind can feel what that is. And just the touch can give whatever that is, because I feel like it was something that was like in the shadows at one point, but whatever that is, the touch of it, it being touched and it being related to it, being cared about, it being something that those internal deep dark things that you may be traumatized or have been shocked about, still being valued internally because it was a part of the journey, and now it's like bling, as soon as it's paid attention to, it turns into something else. And it even made it so that the hands are lit. It's the hands aren't lit up, but now the hands are apparent because of the light that this is. You wouldn't have been able to see that those are hands if this was all darkness. What the fuck is you talking about, girl? We finna see. Okay. The poet's work is to feel immensely and not be afraid, bitch. Don't be afraid. You know what I'm saying? Because this looks dark, and before you open your eyes, you may be too scared to see what it is, so you just want to feel it. And once you open your eyes, you see, oh, it's cute. It was a demon, but once I started giving it attention and love and sharing my value with it, it began to like blend in with what was righteous or what was the best, because I shared space with it. I gave it an expression by making art out of it, so to maybe. The hold on. It's for you to feel, but not be afraid of your feelings. They must seek out truth in the darkest corners of the world and carry it back for all to see. Right. This unique capacity resides within all of us, regardless of our relationships to creativity, regardless of if you ever created before or if you ever did this before. Everybody has to have some creative traits, because how did you fucking get here? How did you get up and open your eyes and have a thought? That's creative. That's bringing making something out of nothing. What made you get the gumption to get up and wash your ass or make you something to eat? Or get you some gas, like that came from somewhere. You can use all of these things. All of these things have some type of value. If you have nothing at all, you can look at those things and figure and make something up out of that. Where am I at? Okay, when the poet energy is present, there's a call for deep honesty and reflection, for seeing the big picture within the little one. The poet rides effortlessly between the personal and universal. It's possible that others may not seem to listen or care about the poet's work. Exactly. You may not think it's important to talk about. You may not want nobody to know. And it not knowing that the things that you have deep within you that you process through can be a testimony for somebody else to grow off of, and not even realizing that, because you're not realizing that your story is important. It's only important to you at first, but once you process through it and once you figure out what's going on with it and you're able to understand the whole number 9 energy, you're able to fully understand the awareness of what has come to be. You could express that and help others out. Others can value it and appreciate it, and it'd be something just as small as nothing, because you the one gave it the value. You're the one that gave it the value. Okay, let's see. Where we at? When the poet energy is present. Okay, the poet rides effortlessly between the personal and universal. It's possible that others may not seem to listen or care about the poet's work, but do not be discouraged, because the words of the poets ring true for centuries to come, because this is like beyond time. Those things that come from inside of you, that's creative, that come from the depths of who you are, other people will have no choice but to recognize the authenticity behind it, the uniqueness behind it, because they can relate, because they have those same qualities within them, but it's expressed from a different um position or a perspective of, or a different individual or being. And where you have shed light and created something about your nothing, they may haven't, and that can be inspirational and can be something that people remember for centuries to come, because these things are timeless. The value of it is priceless. Money can't buy these things. Just like that penny over there, that wasn't even no penny. It looks worthless, but I put the value in it, and my father did, so to speak, because he gave it to me on his deathbed, and I kept it in my bosom for 15, 20 years, and I never lost it. Somebody else might pick up that penny and throw that bitch in the trash, because it wasn't worth nothing to them, but I'm the one who gave it the worth. But anyway, let's move on. um the words of the poet ring true for centuries to come, soothing the wounds of despair and violence that captivate our world. Yeah, being a pinnacle for other people to be able to have an example of something better than what they thought could be, knowing that they have dark depths too, and that can give them the motivation to work through them, because it's clear that you worked through yours and made it something to even be expressed and for someone else to hear about. The poet's work is never finished. Find your voice and trust that the wind will carry it. So it's kind of like, let's say you have went through, as we all have, processings of life, and you came out the other end of it, whether it be traumatic or whatever the fuck it is. With these cards that I have now, it's like it's no longer time for that hermit mode. The hermit mode era needs to kind of be done away with now. Hence Virgo being in the South Node. It's time to it's not a time to hold your head down and just work. Those things that have been worked on. Okay, it's over with now. Number 9, it's complete. Now it's time for you to go to another level of that. Now what you're gonna do with it? You can't sit in that forever. Like, you have to do something with it, or what was the point then? So, okay. Then I had one more. Then we had the womb came out. And I really wasn't gonna read the womb because it came out yesterday. But this is I can say vagina. This is like the womb. Let me see what number this is. The womb is 46. That's the thoughts and the balance. 155, 10, 11. That's that's like relating, having something to relate to. Or it's like the penis going into the vagina so that it can actually have intercourse and plant the seed inside of it. This would be the holding space of that, and something's inside of this womb. So it's like now you have birthed into a different womb, so to speak, because when you are thrown into that era of self-work and self evaluation, hermit mode, and spiritual processing, and now you are enlightened and all that shit, now that has been birthed out. Like, that's complete. Now you're in a different phase of the same shit as we always will be. So, like, what you gonna do with that? Okay, told y'all this not gonna be a long message. I just wanted to jump on real quick. I'm gonna read out the empathic deck though. I will be getting me some more cards real soon. I swear I will. I swear. Okay, let's read out the empathic deck. But it still stands that I want to find something else to do other than read. Even though I enjoy reading, but It's kind of like how I be feeling as a human. Like I should be able to do more than, but that could be like a mental illness. Not I ain't got no mental illness like to that extent, but I'm saying like it could just be a character trait of mine. But how as a human I be wanting to be able to do more than one thing at a time. It's like actually physically not even possible to do that shit. But I feel like I should be able to, but probably because we're confined and constricted in this third dimensional reality in this physical body. And that could be like what I'm talking about when I be saying, damn, I want to do something other than just read. Even though I enjoy reading, I don't want to take that away, but I also want to incorporate something else. Like this is not actual life. I'm behind a computer, a phone, so I can't do but so much. But that's also why I got the link in the description. But I don't have no talking point for y'all to add on to what I'm saying though, so I get it. I get it if y'all don't want to click the link. But I might start doing that, talking points. And also I probably never mind. It ain't really y'all business. I was finna say I'll probably get another page so that I can do mundane ass shit on it. Because maybe that's the expression that I be wanting to do. And I be feeling like this not the page for that. Like little vlogs. Not really vlogs, but everyday shit that I be wanting to record and document. Anyway, we got the pedestal. Number 48, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 3. So we got the 4, which is that stability in the mind, the thoughts being already expressed, whether you created something out of that thought or whether you spoke it out your mouth and actually had a conversation back and forth about it and came to a conclusion. And the 8, which is a karmic loop. Now, I ain't gonna say karmic, but it's just a cyclic loop turning into the 3. Having thoughts about certain things and being wise about it, because once you get to the 8, you have experienced it over and over again to where you're heading to the 9. You kind of have a full total perspective of what it is, and now you can, number 3, conversate with it to other people and even find your tribe or your community based off of that common based off of the common cycle, based off of the commonality of life's experiences. Then we got the crown chakra. That's y'all already know what that is. That's like that intuition, the mental. I'm still trying to find a full circle. We might have already reached a full circle, and I'm just trying to make it more than what it is. Okay, now we have autumn. Number 3, 2 and 1, relating to an individual, or individuals relating. Autumn. What is autumn? It's fall, right? That's October, November. Hold on. That's yeah. That's what's the month before October? I'm tripping. I know it's Libra season. I didn't program my mind to not even think about the calendar like I used to. I look at it in the zodiacs now. What's Libra season? September? Yeah, September, October, and November. I think it's fall time. Okay, so we have the pedestal. And look at the pedestal. It looks like it's broke. And remember I was talking about favoritism earlier? Directing too much energy in one place, it being too heavy because it can't fulfill, that's not what it's for. It's like putting too much emphasis and attention on one thing where it should be spread it out in a more equalized version, and that causing it to break because it wasn't made for that. It may have good traits and qualities or whatnot, but putting too much emphasis and paying too much attention and even choosing a side or having favorites, that's not how it's supposed to work. And it equals up to the number 3. So 4 being the thoughts and the karmic cyclic loop, doing those things over and over again, not seeing the full, not being able to appreciate everything, but just putting all the weight on one thing. It could be even a family member, sibling, something in the community something in your environment, something in your first awarenesses around you in your aura system. Because Gemini also, I mean, number 3 also gives me like aura low key. The things in your aura space, auric space. Let me read it out the book. Okay. It says each moment, every person, each moment, every person, each equal in power is a puzzle piece that has a placement in the tapestry of life, right? So all the things that you're neglecting or may not be looking at as important as something else, it also has a place that needs to have some nurture and needs to be positioned and structured in a certain way that only you will be able to do. Else it'll be forgotten about and it won't be used. And now you putting so much weight on one thing and look, it's broke. It ain't even no good. That ain't even no fucking good no more. You done tore that shit up because you're trying to use this for something it ain't supposed to do, even though it probably was nigga rigged up enough for it to work at one point. But since it wasn't made for that, and since it's not like it's the capacity that you're trying to put on it, it's not like can't hold all that weight. It broke. These could be like broken relationship, broken friendships, people trying to put too much weight on you, people trying to hold you and see the pedestal you'll think would be a good thing. But sometimes somebody might think you're so smart, I can ask them all the questions in the world. And now they wearing your ass out, trying to get advice from you, so to speak, or for an example. Or it could be you accepting a lot of weight on you, thinking that makes you important. You think you're important because people look at you to do stuff for them because only you can do it right. Like at some point, fuck all that too. Like, bitch, I'll teach you how to do it so you can do it for yourself. And don't ask me no damn more. Putting your foot down so that you won't get broken, so that that pedestal that you can have in your own perspective place can be taken care of, and it don't have to get tore up and tore down, wore out. Why did that example come to my mind? I'm not gonna say it. Okay. When we place a person or belief system on a pedestal, there becomes a need for them or it to live up to expectations. Because of the empath, intuitive nature, it can quickly become evident that the person on the pedestal is not up for the role. So that's where the third eye come in at. You being able to depict before you even put people in these positions, before you even ask a person a question that you should even know, you should already have the intuition to know. Like, even if that person was to say, yeah, it wouldn't even work out right, because like that's, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to put people in their perspective places. They're your friends. Not to say that you're supposed to have favorites, but when it comes to certain activities, you wouldn't ask certain people to do it with you when you have somebody else that could like do it, that could participate a little bit more harder or better, because that's more up their alley. And you having the intuition to know when to pick and choose, but not putting any favorites, not having favorites, you know. Let me see. Because the empath intuitive nature, it can quickly become evident that the person on the pedestal is not up for the role. How often have you been in the presence of someone who you have looked up to and soon discovered that their knowledge is lacking, or practice a belief that become disappointing because you sensed something was missing in its interpretation? Can't get mad at them. You supposed to take whatever the bullshit they telling you and make it make sense for you and apply it. And if it don't make sense, throw it away. And it don't, like, let that be the end of it. Don't try to get mad at the person for leading you down the wrong path, bitch. Nobody told you to come. It's your choice. You got free will. You ain't have to go. And if you went, that's on you. That was a life lesson. Lesson learned. Don't blame it on them. No matter what it is, it don't even matter. Even if, like, it don't even fucking matter at some point. Even though I know I can say that and that could sound insensitive. Say somebody killed somebody. At the end of the day, like, you still got to look at it and you got to still make it make sense and balance it within so that you can continue to live your life in some type of peace. Even if there was an injustice happened, like they will get theirs. But don't forget the part that you played. Don't forget your position, because you're interacting and participating in it, and whatever energy you put in it, it's like you'll have blood on your hands, or you won't have blood on your hands, depending on how wise you handled the situation and how much sense you used. Good sense. How often have you been in the present? Okay, I read that. We must always strive. We must always strive to experience each moment, believe in every person as an equal. The teacher quickly becomes the student when they are open to learning the higher aspects of their craft. The student can become empowered in the realization that without their quest for knowledge, there is no need for the presence of the teacher. Each in an equal role, fulfilling a need, a balance of energy, whose only goal is in the moment. Right. Not putting so much strain or not putting so much expectations on anybody, because especially if you're learning or witnessing someone in their gifts express their gifts, don't put all the expectation on that energy or that person to fulfill you. How the hell you gonna expect, like, okay, every time I come into contact with this individual I can expect for my day to be brightened up? That's wild. Because then if they don't brighten up your day, what, you gonna be mad at them, or you just gonna have a bad day? At what point are you gonna take accountability and understand that you can't be putting all of, you can't expect even those, like, subtle things from other people. And when they give it to you, it can be a gift and not something that was expected, because you have your own valuable traits. And if you can't give them some type of value, what the hell they look like always pleasing you, even if it's just because they're who they are and you just like their energy so much. And who are you though? Can they feel the same way about you? Or you just want to goddamn be a vampire on a low-key premise? Okay. Each in an equal role, fulfilling a need, a balance of energy, whose only goal is the moment. I read that. Have I given my power to a belief that no longer serves my needs to grow energetically? Have my relationships become one-sided, unequal in their power dynamics? Have I placed a person on a pedestal in order not to step fully into my own power? Right. Now your pedestal is broke, and now you'll have all kind of excuses in the world to not use the pedestal. But you're the one that broke the bitch in the first place by even putting all the weight on it. Even if you allowed somebody else to do it, it was your pedestal. You got the free will. So, you know what I'm saying? All right. Autumn. Yeah, autumn is the fall. Which came first? I think autumn came first. Autumn is 21-3. This is giving me community, friends, siblings, people that's close to you and your environment. That's that we could be referring to. And the fall or autumn is when things fall, when things die, when the ending, because 3 is another ending too. When things end, they come into their the totality, and you still have expectations when expectations weren't even the point. That wasn't even a thing. So now you done created something that wasn't supposed to be. That's like a distortion. It's like when the fall comes, you're not even prepared, don't even have a jacket. Fall came anyway, now your ass finna freeze to death and die. Because you expected for the weather to stay like that the whole fucking year round, or you just was so caught up in whatever emotions and thoughts that you weren't even taking thought into the next moment to come, because you weren't really gathering the information correctly. You weren't processing the experience right, because you were too much. Oh, that's where the Leo come in at, that expression, that enthusiasm, and that entertainment. You were too entertained instead of taking it as a actual lesson as you were going through it, putting all the energy work over there, like putting all the attention in the fact that, oh, this is fun, instead of like really taking it in, gaining wisdom of it, and seeing it play out in your life and using it. And you know what I'm saying? Like using the tools so that you can find that same enthusiasm and entertainment, but from you though. You can do that shit. And then somebody can look at you in the same like you looking at somebody else. Okay. The harvest is mine. May all seeds that I plant. I don't even know if autumn is fall. Like, is autumn fall? Yeah, autumn is fall. Yeah, I think so. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. The harvest is mine. May all seeds that I plant come from a knowing of energetic sustenance. Right, energetic sustenance. That's like putting value in something. Only you can put the value in that old ass penny. So anything that you plant, it could be a dead seed. But if that seed came from some sustenance, you can bring life into that seed, and it could turn into something that's like an actual plant, something that's beautiful, and it can endure that weather. It can endure the fall. Okay. Empaths experience the plantings of many thoughts, worries, and judgments. Hold on. Empaths experience the plantings of many thoughts. Worries and judgments may seem innocent on the surface, but soon they can begin to grow into weeds. Or you looking at a scenario like, oh, that's fun. And now it's like taking a music class, and it's like like going to church for the first Sunday, drinking the wine and the bread. I'm talking about if you were actually practicing this shit and you believed in it. And you really like, man, I just want to eat some goddamn bread and some wine, but not taking the sustenance, not actually practicing the ritual within for it to actually work or for it to have any type of real meaning behind it. You just playing. And it seems innocent on the surface, but actually, like, you wasted your time. It was no need for you to even, like, you won't even remember that moment in time because all you did was just ate a cracker and some wine instead of, like, actually making that shit be, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay. Where am I at? Okay, so it may seem innocent on the surface, but soon they can begin to grow into weeds. Hard to harvest the love that has grown when all we can feel is the weeds that mingle with the fruit. Because if you pick a fruit with all kind of thorns on it, you can take the thorns and remove them and still eat it. But damn, who the fuck want to go through all that shit? And nobody may don't even see the fruit because of all the thorns on the outside of it. Even though it had beautiful potential, it had great potential, had beautiful power, strength that was capable of, but it never was nurtured. It never was flourished. It never was giving that self-validation. Instead, it was looking for somebody else to pick the thorns off of it, and it didn't know it was gonna grow like that. So be careful of getting caught up so much in the sensing of the weeds that you ignore the real plantings. Use your power of discernment to cut through the weeds. Y'all know when y'all have these internal knowings that what you actually doing in your spirit space when you're participating in something, is it warranted? Should you sit down? Do you actually need a message right now to sit down and listen, or is something else more important? Or you know, it's just like not valuing some shit that's valuable, and you missing it. You missing the gift in it because you wasn't using that tool like it could be used to its fullest potential based off of, on the surface, you playing for real, not taking things, not realizing back to that zero. Where is that? Not realizing. It's like looking at having it's like, how do I say it? It's like putting all the attention on one energy that's you're participating in. Like, say I'm so entertained. I could be watching a football game. I'm so entertained. Now I'm saying a card game. I could be watching a card game. I'm so entertained by how the players are interacting with one another. But I could also, the rest of the space, while I'm entertained, simultaneously, I could be learning how to play the game. But instead, I'm just so fulfilled in the entertainment part of it. So now, that's what I'm saying, in your subtle subconscious spiritual feelings, you can know this. May can't fully pinpoint what that is, but you can know, like, I'm missing something. Like, I'm not doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is the message for you to know that that's what that is. But yeah, it's okay to be entertained as long as the full circle is being had and you giving all of these things attention. You also trying to learn the craft yourself and not just looking at it like, oh, this is a good show. No, they're teaching something. You're supposed to be looking at it and enjoying it for what it is, but also taking a little pressure off the enjoyment quality and also learning from it, which you may now at this moment you may can't enjoy it because you got to put your thinking cap on. So there's nothing wrong with that. That's balance. That's how you can have your cake and eat it too, by making sure you're fulfilling the whole thing. At least you're trying to. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense for real. Whatever. I'm gonna go after this. Where I was at? Use your power of discernment to cut through the weeds and focus on the energetic truth of the situation, which is your body. Oh, what is your body or discernment, that third eye crown chakra, telling you? Could feel guilty for no reason with that energy and won't know where it come from, when it really came from you doing your spirit wrong. You doing the energy wrong, or you're looking, you're not seeing the full potential and not being able to use it because you're not spreading. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I hope y'all get what the fuck I'm saying. Let's see if number one, crown chakra, can give me more of an explanation. And someone wants me to look at the page number for crown chakra, and I never do that. So the page number here is 36. That's the that mind. 2 androgynous numbers, 3 and 6, equaling up to 9, 3, 6, 9. Ooh, type shit. That's creation. That's not creation. 666. Anyway, 3, 6, 9 would be like that God mode, the God energy, the androgynous realm, the mind, atmosphere, and the mind, environment, and atmosphere type shit. And we're talking about the mind, the third, the crown chakra, third eye. Okay. The energetic colors is white and violet, just so that you know. Well, I don't really got on violet, but whatever. But the crown. Okay, I am connected. This is like an affirmation. I am connected to source. I am filled from source. My experience is of source, and source becomes who I am. What is that saying when it comes to source? Source is the nothing and the all possibilities, that God, the 369, that androgynous realm. That's where you came from, nothing. I am connected to all of that. I am filled from that, which is the space. That's where I came from. So that space that was nothing, that is how I was created. So I am filled of that, or I filled that up. Because everything is backwards when you read this book, this type of shit. So you filled it up. You connected to the source. My experience is of source, and source becomes who I am. I am the experience of source, and I am what source becomes. I'll say it like that. But I'm gonna say the space. Because I'm trying to, even though I'm reading out this book, I'm still trying to hold it down for what I know how to read it, like the interpretation, so we don't get the shit tangled up and get crossed up. So the crown chakra, or the third eye, is located at the bottom of the head. Oh, I say bottom. That shit ain't. It's located at the top. Why did I say bottom? And that word ain't even here. It's located at the top of the head and is where universal life forces enter and begins its journey into your experience. Whatever. They love to fluff shit up and over exaggerate. We ain't doing that because it ain't that deep, but I get it. As this light enters, or this information, this awareness enters and becomes, it becomes aware of the mind, of the atmosphere and the environment, and it fills it up. Because it said, what did it say? I am filled with source. Nor you fill that shit up. It's not you filled with source. You the one filled it up. The fuck? It just be blowing me when I be reading these commercial like books from other people, and it's, even though they be spiritually, still be like backwards. It be blowing me. But where am I at? As this light enters, it is given without conditions in its purest form, right? Because it's the nothing. This is the space right here again. You're supposed to fill the whole shit up, not just a little piece of it, motherfucker. Where I'm at, this life force, where I'm at, as this light enters, it is given without conditions in its purest form. It's not biased. It's non-biased. It's taking it for what it is. A love that is profound. Something, because anything that happens, your first nut gonna be the best one. First time you get high, that's gonna be the best high you had. Or even the first time you get your heart broken, that's gonna be the hardest one. It's gonna hurt the most, more than likely. You know what I'm saying? Or it's gonna hurt, like that's gonna be the starting point of how you even process pain or heartache or whatever. So it's very profound in this non-biased empty space. So don't just shine light or attention in one direction. Fill that shit up so that you can really be the source itself, instead of trying to like look towards something else and put things on pedestals. No, you be the fucking pedestal and the source and the goddamn all that shit. Okay. Where am I at? This life force is okay. This life force is free to be used so that we may experience the energy of our choices. And each person receives the same light in equal proportion. Equal proportion. Many soon forget. My chest again. Many soon forget that which. Michelle squeaking. Where am I at? Many soon forget that which they desire is already entering their systems. Right. So that lets you know you could be desiring shit, not knowing that that's actually categorized as a desire because it may not feel good. Actually, it feels bad. But by you always feeling it and always giving that feeling attention, whether somebody hurt your feelings, I always want to think about the words that came out their mouth, the way they said it and enunciated it. You to turn that into a desire, low key, and now you finna manifest other scenarios that's gonna fuck with your head in the same way. Like, but what it say? Many soon forget that they are that which they desire is already entering their systems as they get lost in the lessons of the chakras below, the lower animalistic chakras. The creative forces give us this love without conditions, but one does not have to look far to see that conditional. To see that conditional is what most humans are made out of. What? Hold on. To see that conditional is what most humans are. Right. They're very biased for the most part. People are very religious. People are very strict on being polarized as hell. People love to choose a side. Motherfuckers don't know you're supposed to blend it. They love to be black or white. They don't want to see the equilibriums, and most people are like that. So the lessons of sharing love and light, when realized and overcome, gives us a greater understanding of divinity. Let me read that again. The lessons of sharing love and light. I don't even like that part. The lessons of how you learned how to calibrate or process or experience life and how you've accepted these things. The lessons of that, when realized and overcome, gives us a greater understanding of divinity or God. You know what I'm saying? Bringing us to a knowing of higher purpose and the experience of as above, so below. That was so fucking contradictory, the way they worded that. Because now you're saying as above, so below, but you're talking about greater and higher. You know, and I get it. They're trying to paint the picture of the spirit in something that's expanded, but not maybe knowing how to whatever. This will bring into existence an illuminated earth where love is given without condition, and where there is lack, abundance will become the new experience. Let me see. I guess with wisdom, over time you'll be able to see how the small little seeds is what created, for example, an entire life cycle or an entire life event that changed your life forever, which will allow you to have wisdom to understand as above, so below. That came from that. Something so small grew into something so um um important, something so substantial. And that's like the illumination, because I don't like when they be saying everything is love. Like, no, that ain't love. Is not necessarily always the fucking point. Like, everything don't come from love, and love ain't everything. And that's what this is trying to hint towards. Because it says an illuminated earth where love is given without conditions. I'm gonna say where life is experienced without biases. That's better for me. And where there's lack, abundance will become the new experience. Or where there's not misunderstandings, a full total with that number 9 will become a new experience. You understanding what the hell is going on. Now, the question is, am I open to receive from source? Or are you open to understand life for real? Do I give my love freely without conditions when it is appropriate? Or do you give your attention to things freely when it is appropriate without conditions? Like, are you having favorites when that's not right, that's not fair, unless it's appropriate? Because like at some point I might actually call your name and be talking directly to you. Now I have to speak and project my energy and attention towards you, but are you doing that in a proportionate way? Have I placed conditions on my relationships with others? Am I looking for others to like fulfill me in ways that's not even appropriate, like that's not even something for them to do? Or are you planning conditions on the love that they are giving you? Or are you placing conditions on the love that they are giving you, not taking into account what that person may be going through in the day? Just because they didn't want to say good morning, now you feel like, oh, they don't love me. Or just because they chose to give somebody else a pack of candy and they didn't give it to you, thinking that that means that they hate you and they like them better. When actually, hey, it could be all kind of other reasons. Don't take things so fucking personal. Because if you don't take things personal, that'll allow you to see the unbiased perspective, would allow you to understand the synchronicities and the actual meanings that's going on. And with this number 9 energy, this is you having an expansive overall perspective without biases, because if you had biases with what you were perceiving, then you wouldn't be able to see the whole scope. So it's calling for you not to have necessarily conditions on or preconceived notions towards whatever you may be experiencing, trying to gauge what somebody else is feeling, how they're thinking, or even trying to rationalize and make yourself think and make yourself feel a certain way because you think that's like status quo type shit. You feel me? And I'm finna go. Is anybody even in this bitch? Okay, we got 4 people in this month. All right, y'all, I'm finna dip though. That's it for me. That's it for now. I appreciate y'all for sitting in with me. I'm gonna find out a different template on my lives. I need to start taking advantage of other platforms too. Because every platform I notice has their own vibe. And me being me, if I was to like number 9 energy fully understand the other vibes and how I vibe with other platforms, I can incorporate a balance and find me a whole new template. So whatever though, that's not your business. All right, y'all, I'm finna go. I'll holler at y'all later. Bye. By the way, like the motherfucking live, bitch. Like the live. If you ain't subscribed, subscribe now. And I'm finna turn this on public. So catch the replay if you're just not tuning in. Bye, y'all.